666.
When I was in Jeddah last month, a good friend of mine, I saw him early on the first day. And he said, "Hey, take my driver, and for all your other meetings and that sort of thing." And so I had his driver, and it was great because it wasn't a town car. It was a van. So there's room for me because I'm tall, and I could talk and get to know Issa. Issa was the driver, and so I spent all my time in Jeddah. I spent more time with Issa than anybody. And Issa Saudi didn't speak any English, um, but we got on and we communicated great. He would applaud me when my rusty Arabic would work a little bit, and we sort of tag teamed the GPS where I'd give me left, right, straight, this sort of thing. And but it was great. And Issa also took us out to King Abdullah Economic City. So anyway, but Issa, big fan of Ittihad Football Club, big fan. I mean, just rabid. And he really wanted to get me excited about Ittihad. And so we talked a lot about the football club, and he actually took me over when we went to see a basketball game over at Al Ahly and another thing. But so it was at the Ittihad Football Club facility. So he was just fired up. And he also took me when we went to Souk El Shati, which is a kind of a cool place in Jeddah. It's an older style souk. He really wanted me to get an Ittihad jersey, and I really wanted to get one for Sam, my middle son, but we couldn't find any that are big enough. Sam's a big kid. So anyway, I felt like I don't really know much about the Saudi Football League, and I felt like I should know more. So I took a look at took a look at the league, and I wanted to provide a little background on it. And I also think it's important because currently it's essentially a 30 game season, and they are about 23 matches in, 24 matches is, and Ittihad is leading at the top of the table. They haven't won the Saudi Professional League, as it's called, since 2007. And so this is, Issa, I'm sure, is very excited. But I just want to give a little background on the Saudi Professional League. So the Saudi Professional League, SPL for short, 16 teams, started in 76. They would have games going back in the 50s, but it was done sort of regionally. But the Saudi Professional League started with 8 teams in 76, went to 10, and is now at 16. And their season's usually from August to May. It's a round robin. Each team plays every other team twice, home and away. Typical 3 points for a win, 1 point for a loss, nothing for a draw. I mean, so one point for a draw, nothing for a loss. Recently went to 8 foreign players allowed, including goalkeepers. Now you'll like this. We have one of our yellas today is on Ronaldo, right? And Al Nasser. Al Nasser, as you probably know, Lucian, was recently tied by the lowly Al Fayha club.
Dang right, it was.
Right. Our team in Mujma, north of Riyadh, and is now languishing in 12th place of the 16 league. They just above relegation right now. But they had a draw with Al Nasser, which was a big controversy, and Al Nasser fans and everybody and everything. So it's a lot of drama in the Saudi Professional League. But so you've got the Saudi Professional League. What happens? Last 3 teams in that 16 league table get relegated each year. They get relegated to the next level league, which is the first division league. This is really confusing. It's like this, the English setup. You have the Premier League, and then you English Soccer League, and then you have the National Club. It's just weird. So you've got the Saudi Professional League. Then you've got the next level is First Division League, which is 20 teams. The top 3 teams in that league, get promoted. So obviously a lot of drama every year. So you've got the Saudi Professional League, 16 teams, first division leagues, 20 teams. Then you got the Saudi second division, which is 32 teams. So you're getting farther into smaller clubs and that sort of thing. And then there's another professional league. It's the Prince Faisal bin Fahd League, which is the under 21 Saudi Federation Cup. But it's so we're coming to close, like I said, sort of August to May. We're coming down to the wire. Ittihad has a 3-point lead over Al Nasser, and then comes Shabab and Al Hilal. Al Hilal is kind of fallen back this year. Historically, the top teams over the years that have won titles, Al Hilal has 18, Al Nasser 9, Ittihad 8, Shabab 6, and then down to fewer. Most of the number, and when the teams are spread out all over Saudi, and it's kind of fun. We saw the little stadium in Al Mujma for Al Faya. I think that's the smallest stadium in that first division league.
Yeah, 6,000. Yeah,
in the Saudi professional league, easily the smallest stadium. But anyway, it's fun to get into this, and it's fun to when you're there, like someone like Isa. I mean, the people just like here. I mean, people are just extremely involved, committed. Not rabid, but true fans, and it's fun to see. And the league itself and the environment itself is fully evolved, getting better. The league, the Saudi league, that professional league is probably between the 50th and 60th ranked globally in terms of competitiveness. The top one, of course, is the Premier League, and then La Liga and the Bundesliga. But anyway, it's great stuff, and it was a lot of fun sharing this with Isa. Isa, hello. I really am pulling for Ittihad. I know you are too. I got to get a jersey, got to get one that fits me and also my big middle son. And then I'll be an Ittihad fan as well.
Richard, if he doesn't speak very much English, the chances that he listens to the 966 are fairly low. So you're going to have to send him the segment that we're doing on YouTube, this segment on YouTube, so he gets right to it.
Well, I'll send it to his employer, my good friend. And
have him forward it and show him in the car, on the phone. Like, hey, that's the dude.
I need to get an Ittihad jersey. Boy, it would be great to do here, but the ones we were looking at were just too small.
Well, I mean, Ittihad has won 5 in a row. And like you mentioned, is in first place. That's awesome. Good for them. You're right. He must be stoked. Al Faya, Richard, you mentioned there was sort of up at the top. We start strong. That's, I think, the sort of MO of Al Faya. And then, as the league goes on, maybe we fade out a little bit. That's okay. But
they've never won it.
They've never won it. But I mean, this is a good one, Richard, because I don't know much about this league. We don't really follow soccer that closely in the US in general. And then you and I both don't as well. I mean, Chelsea aside, which I barely watch, but I'm officially a Chelsea fan, as we've laughed about before. Yeah, Richard, this is good because it's interesting because this is these stadiums are large. Some of these stadiums are really large. Al Hilal and Al Ittihad. I mean, even these stadiums that are 25,000 people, that's a fairly good sized stadium. But yeah, I mean, Al Hilal in King Fahd has the largest in Riyadh, and then Jeddah, the one you went to, 62,000 people. It's a pretty large stadium. But yeah, Richard, this is really good. It would be good to do maybe get a segment going on, or an interview going with somebody who works with the league or somebody who's involved with the development of the league. Because, with the acquisition of Ronaldo, and then there's all these rumors about Messi, and then they're bringing in these high profile refs and coaches. We will talk about the Ronaldo drama in Yella. We wanted to separate the conversations today because that's a separate thing. But I mean, the league is on the up, and I don't have too much to add to it, but you can see they're investing in it, and not just with players, but in developing it locally, and so that you have local fans. The only thing I will add is the last time I was in Riyadh, Richard, at my hotel, one of the teams, now I can't remember, I was trying to remember and look through some photos when you were talking, I was staying at the hotel. The dude's walking past. I mean, you kind of get the image of soccer players being smaller and really skinny because they're working out all the time. These guys wearing their jumpsuits were huge dudes. And I was like, is there a pro football team here? Like, what's going on? Or are these guys more of like the bruisers? Like, what's going on here? But yeah, I mean, this is Ronaldo coming really brought international focus to the league. I mean, it was there before, but now with Ronaldo there, you're getting all kind of international, headlines being written about the league, and that's good. But yeah, Al Faya, on the way up. We maybe need a bigger stadium soon. Let's get some wins under our belt, and then.
Yeah, well, first let's avoid relegation.
Right. We don't want to get relegated to. Is it the first league that's underneath the professional
league? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First division league.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good one, Richard.
It was fun, and like I said, Issa was a blast. He's a good guy, a good person, and it was fun to share his excitement.
So maybe we can get one for Sam online, Richard. I don't know if you've looked. Pretty niche offering in the U.S., but yeah,
it is. It is, and they're all synthetic. I'm not big on synthetic,
Yeah, I do have a Saudi national jersey that our boy Aziz gave us, and it's I don't know when I'm gonna wear it, but I did wear it when they played, which is kind of cool. I don't play soccer, so I don't really have a use for it, but I do have it hanging up. Really cool. It's cool to see it on the up and up.
I'm thinking I'm getting the Newcastle United's third kit, which is essentially the Saudi kit. Yeah, it almost looks like your Green Falcons kit.
I wonder why that is.
Sheer coincidence.